Hi everyone, this is Miss McWhite at Oak Ridge Elementary School. Today I'm going to show you how to make a flipbook flower. Let's get started. First you're going to need 10 sticky notes or 10 pieces of paper. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your stack of sticky notes or paper and you're going to go to the very last page. This is actually going to be where you're starting and we're going to work backwards. So I'm going to create my flower exactly the way I want it with details and everything. Here I'm going to add my stem going all the way to the edge of the page with 2 lines, and then I'm going to add my leaves on either side of the stem. You can add as many details to that leaf as you want. I'm going to add a few veins to the middle of the leaves to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now I'm done with my first page, so I'm going to flip to the second page. When you push down, you can see your lines right through your sticky note or your paper. And now I'm going to trace what I want to keep, which is that middle of the flower, and then I'm going to make the petals a little bit shorter. Make sure you still have the same number of petals, you're just making them a little bit smaller. Here's my stem again. Again, I'm tracing right on top of my lines that were already there from the first page, and you can see how my petals got smaller. I'm going to make the leaves just a little bit smaller as well, so that same kind of shape, but just smaller. Alright, page 2 is done. Let's move on to page 3. Again, I can push down to see what I want to keep. I'm going to make the inside of the flower a little bit smaller this time too, and then make the petals a little bit smaller as well. I'm going to trace right over the lines for the stem. I don't want it to move or get bigger or anything like that. My leaves, I'm going to add those details again, and I'm just tracing right over them. I'm not making them any smaller this time. Alright, we're ready for the next page. This time the middle of the flower is going to be much smaller, as well as the petals. They're almost completely gone. Right, the stem again it's traced right on top of the lines, not getting any bigger or smaller. The leaves I am making a little bit smaller because I want them to be almost gone. This page I'm not going to add any petals, just trace the stem and the flower center, and I'm going to make the leaves one more time as small as I can before the next page. For the next page, I'm going to make the center of the flower and just the stem. That's it. Now I want the flower stem to move towards the ground, so when I make my flipbook it's going to be growing up. So I'm going to make the circle smaller. Here I made it a little too big, so I'm going to erase it and try it again. Right underneath where the flower middle was on the last page. The next page, I'm going to move it down further and trace the last little bit of the stem. This time I'm going to trace the stem and then just add a very small circle for the flower middle. And the very last page, it's almost not even going to be there. It's very, very small. Now we're ready to try our flipbook. Hold the flip book in your left hand and guide your right thumb over the edges of the paper to let them turn. This will take some practice, so keep practicing until you get it right. When you do, you're going to be able to see your animation of the blooming flower. Good luck making your flip book. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for tuning in and see you soon.